The kids are
I didn't say to roll that.
What?
Turn it off. Turn that off.
I was cool with it.
I have to fade it off. I can't just turn it off.
Okay. Okay, roll the intro, Ruff.
Are you serious right now?
I'm so serious.
Carlos.
Hey, let's do a role reversal and you attack me and I'll be you. Okay, go.
Okay.
Quit touching
when the
me.
kids go to sleep.
Ew. Stop touching me. You're so annoying. I'm so much more aggressive and funny than that. You suck at
Well,
being
when
me.
I cuddle you, it makes me relaxed and happy.
Oh, that's sweet. That's adorable.
I don't need to attack.
Why do you think that is? What is inside of me that causes me to want to attack and
Because
bite
your
and
love
jump?
language is different.
Is there a
You
that's
like
a thing?
attacks.
Love
Yes.
language?
I've never read the book, but it's a book. It's a thing. We all have our love languages. I need to read it so I can understand you better. You're so weird.
I'm very touchy.
Tactile.
I like to touch. I like
And I don't.
grab and and I think it makes some people uncomfortable. Like I'll meet some people and I'll be like, "Hey, I just want to
I don't mind that. I'm a hugger. I do like that, but I'm not the type of person that likes, you know how people like their arms tickled?
Yeah.
I do not like that. Or people playing with my hair. It's not that I hate it, but it's never something that I'm like, "Oh yeah, play with my hair." Like some
I love
people
all
really
that.
love that.
I love any
I
touching,
think that means you're a
grabbing,
tactile person.
biting, wrestling.
And like people that notice ooh, that's soft. Like I'm just not a person that touch is not
I
that
still love
big
you,
of a
though.
deal to me. But I love you.
I still love you. Do you feel like we're learning more about each other the longer? Because it's like you almost feel like you know a person after 12 years of marriage.
Yes, but you know some things about them that the things that don't really change that much. But people are learning and growing and changing constantly. Like people constantly are saying, "I'm not the same person I was when."
That's why
whatever."
divorces happen, because people change.
Because you change.
Have I
and
changed?
you can either change and grow together, or you will change and grow apart. But either way, you're going to change.
Have I changed?
Yes,
How? In which ways?
in many ways.
In good ways?
Yes.
But I feel like I'm basically the same.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does my hat look better like this?
I will say yes to all of those things.
I want to have a different look for the podcast.
He's changing.
I changed, you guys. God, you're so different now. Okie dokie. Welcome to the podcast, episode 119 of When the Kids Go to Sleep, right here at Maker Studios in Los Angeles, California. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Do we really appreciate it, or is that just a thing that YouTubers say so they don't lose their audience?
Well, we do appreciate it. Why wouldn't we? We'd be so selfish if we didn't appreciate it.
I know, but it just seemed like I don't want it to be like a canned thing, like, oh, we love you guys. We're so grateful for everything that you guys have, blah, 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 blah,
Do you
blah,
feel
blah.
canned?
Sometimes, like,
feel
how do you
then
really
that's not
show
genuine.
like gratitude? Like, I feel like if you're honest, if you're dead honest, I think one of the scariest things for YouTubers is becoming irrelevant, and like losing their audience. Like, nothing feels better when your video gets a lot of views and a lot of thumbs up, and it like reassures you. You're like, people like me.
I'm doing it. I'm doing a good job.
And we crave that as humans. We want to feel important. We want to feel accepted. We want to feel like people like us. And so then I always feel like YouTubers are like trying to show so much gratitude so that people will like them. Like, oh, they're really grateful. But I'm like, are they really grateful, or are they just saying that because they want you to watch our videos? Please, thumbs it up, please.
Well, it's kind of both, I guess.
I think so.
Because we are really grateful.
Yeah.
And if people stopped watching us, it's not like we would be any less grateful for the people that watched us.
That's a mistake a lot of people make, is they worry about the audience they don't have. If I was going to give a tip of the day from Shay Carl, it would be any subscribers that you have on YouTube, or anybody, even in your life, like the friends that you have in your life, appreciate those people.
Right.
Specifically in YouTube terms, if you have 1,000 subscribers and you're like, man, I don't have 1 million
I need
subscribers
more.
like, so-and-so does. Who cares? Like, you have 1,000 people that are watching your videos. Play to those people. Those 200 people. I remember, when I had 200 subscribers, it was like, those are 200 people of like my best friends.
You were excited. You were never like, I need more. Right. That's one thing that I don't feel like you ever were that way. I think you were just excited for the numbers that you had. if I remember correctly.
I'm so grateful.
You're
I'm
kidding
so
me,
down to
Randall.
earth and grateful.
I'm so down to earth. I'm so humble, and I'm
Okay,
like
so-
amazing, but I don't know it.
Honey,
so
we all know that. You don't have to say it. Georgina, tickle me. You know I like when you touch me. You guys, let me talk about my nipples for a
You
few
guys.
seconds. Colette knows right where they're at. I
Well,
would say
sometimes I miss.
that's one thing that you do to me a lot is you pinch my
That's
nipples.
how I know how to get to him.
And I would say with an 89% accuracy, she'll hit them every time. And they're small nipples. You guys know I have small nipples.
I know you will.
I mean, it's a small target to hit, but like I'll be like, junking and driving and trying to get away, and she'll grab my nipple.
You totally just made me nervous.
I know I did. And I'm like, how do you do that every time? 89.9% of the time, she grabs that nipple.
So now that we're done talking about your nipples, what else is on the agenda?
I'm so grateful for my nipples.
So
If it
grateful.
wasn't for my nipples. Why do men have nipples? I saw that in a tweet. Why do men have nipples?
So I can pinch them.
And that's the answer. I was thinking maybe but seriously, think about that. Like, why do men have nipples? Is it for sexual gratification?
Well, why do women have nipples? Because not
To
all
feed.
women, but not all women are mothers.
Well, so what? You're a potential mother. Like, you're built with the parts
Why do we all have butts?
to poop,
No, the cheeky part.
to
What's
sit
the
on,
cheeky part?
to grab.
Why do you have a beard?
Because it looks, yeah. I mean, I think that was for like protection of your face. I was thinking about this yesterday.
there's
Do you
a
think I
definite
have like
purpose
sun?
for
Like, because
everything?
I've had a beard for 5 years. Do you think I have received benefits of UV protection? Like my skin, once I shave my beard, my skin will be better under the beard because it's been protecting it this whole time.
Probably.
Like I'll have better skin because I've had this beard. See, that's the secret to staying old, to staying young looking, is have a beard your whole life. And then when you're older, you shave it and your skin will be fresh because it's been hiding under this protective
Just your
coat.
chin, though.
Yeah, like my eyes
won't
and up
be
here still
wrinkly.
look old. I've noticed I'm starting to look old. I got gray hairs.
Honey,
How are we going to accept that? How do you age gracefully?
You're beautiful.
I'm thinning. My hair is thinning. My small nipples are getting hairier. The hair I do have is getting
What's
gray.
wrong with that? That's another question I had.
Body image.
Shave my legs, okay?
Why do you shave your legs?
Because I don't know, maybe it's a social thing where we've been ingrained that hair on your legs is gross for women. I don't know. But now I do it all the time, and I was thinking about that because Princess Tart is getting to the age where she wants to do that. I don't want to let her yet because she's
Right.
only 9, but she wants to because she has really hairy legs.
But she wouldn't if she didn't see that in our culture.
She wouldn't. And I was wondering, what is the purpose of hair on our legs?
It's like to look sexy. And
No,
I don't
what's
know,
the purpose of hair being on your
to
legs?
protect your skin, I
To
feel
protect
like.
your skin?
Yeah.
And then why do we all decide that that was ugly?
Right.
And now we're all shaving
Who
it?
decided that?
Who
Yeah.
decided that?
The body hair is ugly.
I don't know. But I don't like hair on my legs.
I think as
now.
humans, our species, we try to separate ourselves from the animals as far as possible.
So we just try to be
Like less
unhairy.
hair. Yeah. What were we going to say?
I was thinking, well, we'd still be like some animals because not all animals have hair. We want to be more like reptiles?
No. Ugh. Dude, I was laying in bed last night and I envisioned a snake biting my face. And I couldn't sleep because I
That's
just felt like a
because-
snake was going to bite
That's
my
because
face.
our family back in Idaho sent us a picture of
They
a
saw
snake.
snakes. I was thinking about
Saw
snakes.
snakes.
Okay, so Georgina, virtual GEOO, asks, Shay Carl, YouTube culture. She wants us to talk about YouTube culture and how there seems to be a celebrity vibe attached to YouTubers nowadays.
Well, what's
What constitutes a celebrity?
Yeah.
When YouTube started, it was just people, people are people. That's like, this is such a dumb thing to say, but like out of all the celebrities I've met, they're all people.
they are? Most of them.
You
Have
know,
we met any dog celebrities?
like when we go back to Idaho or when we go back to family reunions, people are always like, so like who have you met? Like what famous people have you met? And they want to know what they're like. And I'm like, I don't know. They're like Uncle Jim. They're just dudes. Like when I met Matt Damon, I made a video with Matt Damon. In my mind, I'm like, he reminds me of Jamie Jadrowski, my high school friend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was just like my buddy Jamie. But I think people put these like mystique things on these people like,
Here's why, I think. Because in the beginning of YouTube, when we first started, there was like a handful, right? We knew everybody pretty much that was on YouTube.
right.
We were friends with pretty much everyone that was on YouTube. So it was just like another social network, a way to communicate with our friends and connect. And now that there's so much on YouTube, they're less touchable. Like, people can tweet us, but we won't necessarily see that tweet. But back in the day, if you got a message, it was like, oh, Justine messaged me,
Right.
you know? Like,
Right.
we were more of a tight-knit group, and now that there's just so much and they're so saturated, now YouTubers are less accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
it's
that's
the
very true.
accessibility.
And that's like with, big celebrities like, Brad Pitt, who I met, by the way.
We're like best friends.
No, I actually had a dream that we hung out with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
See, but
That'd
we
be
still
cool.
have a little bit of that celebrity vibe with celebrities that we see that are
Right.
not touchable. But like other YouTubers that
But because we've done this now for so long, like I don't ever get nervous in front of celebrities
Right.
anymore. Like I remember I used to, like the first time I met, can't remember, but like I would feel like, oh, that's so and so. Like I don't want to like say something stupid, but now it's just like it's easier
just
to
people.
be like this is and like I don't ever use the word fans. I think that's just because we started with calling people viewers and like our audience. So I always kind of cringe when I hear YouTubers say my fans. And I don't know why, because they are fans. Like people are fans of people, and it's not like that's a bad word. But sometimes I'm like,
that's interesting.
it's like you're setting yourself up as like, when you say my fans, it makes you sound like, oh, I'm such an important celebrity. One thing, I was talking about this with somebody the other day. This person, I don't know if I want to say their name, they hate the term YouTube stars. Because, for instance, Michelle Phan is what you could classify as a YouTube star. She's from YouTube, but Michelle Phan has her own line of makeup. John Green is, he's not a YouTube star. He's like a major author who has a movie coming out June 6th, The Fault in Our Stars. Be sure to check it out in theaters near you. But these people are doing huge things that are off of YouTube. They're just stars. Like these people are creating content and things that everybody in the world loves, and they're not just YouTube
they just
famous.
call them that because they got their start on YouTube.
I mean, Justin Bieber is a
would technically
YouTube
be a
star.
YouTube
You know what I
star.
mean? I guess
That's
it's
where he
just
got his
like
start.
where your reach goes, like the other projects that you start doing and stuff like that. So I don't know, like people are people, and that is like sounds just so dumb, but like it is a major revelation that I've had since living in LA and being in Hollywood. It's just like the dude, Brad Pitt's just a dude, He's just a guy. But I did get lost in his eyes when I was interviewing him.
You did.
This is a true
I
story.
don't blame you.
I was interviewing Brad Pitt on the red carpet at the PGAs, the Producers Guild Awards, and I'm like, this is Brad Pitt. And as I'm interviewing him, he's talking, and I'm looking at his eyes, and he's taller than I thought he would be. Brad Pitt is taller than I expected him to be. I was like, wow, he's tall. He's
Which
kinda
is
tall.
weird because usually people are smaller.
Shorter. I think that's what people say about celebrities. But I'm like staring at his eyes. I'm like, man, his eyes are so blue. They're like a light blue. And I'm like, no wonder women think he's so handsome. Like he's tall and blonde and he has blue
so
eyes.
handsome.
And I started thinking about those are Brad Pitt's eyes. His eyes have looked into Tom Cruise's eyes. His eyes have like looked into Angelina Jolie
Jolie's.
when they're making love, like Jennifer
What?
Aniston. Like I thought about all that. I'm like, the things his eyes have seen are like crazy, and he's talking to me in this interview, and I'm like going on this whole monologue in my mind about thinking about him looking into Jennifer Aniston's eyes as they make love, and I'm just like,
he's just a person,
And
and
I-
that's how Shay saw him. He didn't see him as a celebrity.
there's an exception.
Just a person.
And so in my mind, I'm like, Shay, hey, Earth to Shay, you're interviewing Brad Pitt. You should listen to the words that are coming out of his mouth instead of getting lost in his blue eyes. And I thought that, and I'm just
He's
like,
used to it.
and I
People get
totally,
lost
in my
all the
mind, I'm
time.
like, Shay, pay attention to what he's saying. And I'm like, his eyes. And even in my mind then, I'm like, Shay, knock it off. Like, and then he got done talking, and I'm like, I love A River Runs Through It. It's my favorite movie. And they cut that part. There actually is a video of me interviewing Brad Pitt on the PGA YouTube channel. And they cut out all the funny stuff, man.
Man.
That's what I hate about Hollywood.
Man.
They don't get my
They want it to
humor.
look all professional, but
hate
if they
that.
would just left the weird
Nothing I hate
bloopers,
more
it would be more
about
entertaining.
Hollywood is wanting to look professional. It's like, we're just people.
Let's not
Leave
take
the
ourselves too
funny stuff
seriously.
in it. Yeah, like all the times I've been on like big important red carpet stuff and I say things that like I would just normally do in a YouTube video. The reasons why all of you watch our videos, they always take that stuff out. It always drives me crazy. I'm like,
true.
that's me. That's the funny part. That's why you asked
the
me
funny
to come
part.
here to your red carpet to interview people is because I'm known as the guy who does and says random crazy things. And if you cut that out, why did you even invite me to come interview Brad Pitt? That's my stump. That's my rant.
Well, because you got lost in his eyes. You could have been saying funny stuff.
He was
You
so
were lost
handsome.
in his eyes.
This person asks, Josie Bryant 02 asks, where are you going to live when you move home, and how do you think your lives are going to change with the move? I think
Lots of changes happening.
I think they're going to change a lot. I want them to. Here's what I was going to ask you and talk to you about. I hope, okay, couple things. Let's backtrack a little bit. Somebody asked last podcast about keeping up with the Joneses and that whole perception of like success and having things that other people have. I feel a little bit trapped in my own life right now where we've had, I consider a major amount of success, a major amount of blessings where we've come to this point where we've vlogged every day for 5 years. We sold our company to Disney, and I just feel like I'm satisfied with that. Like I feel very content and almost like I want to retire now. Like I just want to live in Idaho and raise my kids and not do anything else. Like I will keep doing the Shaytards vlogs, but now because of that, all of these other opportunities are happening, like a book deal.
So it's like the moment where you felt like, oh, we could take a break. Now it's like there's more stuff
Exactly.
like, oh, more opportunities because of the success that's already come.
Exactly. And it's like, I feel like we got to this point and we worked so hard. It's like, oh, we did it. And then as soon as that happened, it's like Simon & Schuster wants to do a book deal. I had just a meeting with a major, I can't say, and you know I hate when that happens, but like a major TV network we just had a meeting with. And it's like all these other things are coming up. And I hate to sound like I'm complaining about that, but I feel like I don't want to do any of that
It's torn
stuff.
because then I saw another comment on there. I'm sorry, I don't know where it was, but somebody like, are you worried about your kids becoming Miley Cyrus? Like it's that tipping point.
Right.
Like,
And we're right there. We have to, like, we are right in that moment where we have to decide what we're going to do.
Career-wise, do we take a step forward? Do we try to keep it neutral? Like, what do we do?
It's stressful to me because it's like you want to stay relevant and there's these amazing opportunities that are coming.
And you want to take the opportunities because for many, many years, there were no opportunities.
Right. And it's like, how can you pass that opportunity up? Will it look ungrateful?
Would it be ungrateful
like,
or
I don't want to do
selfish?
that. You know, and it's like, we got to make those decisions. Like,
Yeah.
It's stressing me out thinking right now, in 5 years, I'm watching this thinking, Shay, you did this. You should have done this. Like, I honestly, I want to move back to Idaho and just do Shaytards 5 days a week, and that's it. Sometimes, like, I'm just like, that's all I want to do. I just want to raise my family now. We don't need to worry about money, and it's like, I just want to just raise my kids. But then I'm like, how do I pass up all these opportunities that are happening? And I feel like trapped almost, and I hate that I feel that way, that it's like, it's such a white people problem, as they say on
white
Twitter.
people problem.
A first world country problem. You know, what do they call it? It's a Twitter hashtag.
It's not a race
Did I
thing.
just seem racist? Was I racist? First world problems. You know what I mean? Like, oh, damn it, now I seem racist. And I just swore. Cut all this out.
I don't think you meant
I'm just
that.
really venting, huh?
I don't think you
I
meant
didn't
it.
meant it.
that way.
There's black people and Mexican people that have problems. I'm really digging the hole right now. Rolf's Mexican. Hey, listen, it's cool. I know a Mexican. Hey, Rolf.
Oh. Oh, goodness.
Are you Mexican, Rolf? What's your heritage?
Yes, sir. Mexican.
He's my amigo.
Are we going to keep going? I don't really know what to do.
My life's so hard. I have to write a book. I am in movies. Mexican people don't know what this is like. We should really cut all this out, huh?
Yeah, let's start.
Roth,
start
be honest.
from.
What do you think?
I'm good with it. It's cool stuff.
I'm going to make the judgment call on this. We're going to go back.
No, we're not.
Yes,
just
we
leave
are.
it on. You guys know me. I'm just being me. I'm just being racist old Shay.
Yeah, here come the hater comments.
No, I'm just teasing.
Shay is not racist. He just
But-
sometimes says things that
I was
just-
referring to that Twitter
Can be-
hashtag, it's first world problems or
twisted.
whatever. It's like I shouldn't be complaining about all these opportunities,
Rob's
but I'm just
so laughing at you right now.
I tend to do that. I dig the whole deeper.
See, but when can?
But that's another thing I hate is like we can't say anything without being like, oh, you're racist. You're this.
See,
like,
but this is the
I'm
other
not
thing.
racist. I love everybody.
It's hard for us to talk about this kind of stuff because for a long time we were really relatable to many of the viewers, and now that I feel like we're becoming less relatable to people, or people feel that way because we sold our company to Disney, or because we have more subscribers now. It's
What
a
are you
weird
you're just saying that we're
feeling.
not relatable because we're so rich and successful, Colette?
No, that's what people will
I
think.
can't believe you would say that.
Would you just
We should cut that out,
stop?
Blake. That seems really like she's setting herself up on a pedestal.
Yeah, definitely cut that.
Thanks, Roth. No, you're right.
See,
though.
now I'm all like, oh, we're
stressed
feeding
about,
the haters. What are they
you're
going to
stressed
say
about,
now?
like, people are going to think, Colette thinks she's so rich and famous
This is
now.
real life.
She's not relatable anymore because she's so successful. Oh, we get it, Colette. But no, that is true that, at the beginning of our YouTube career, people want to root for the underdog. And it was like,
that's
I was
what
the
I'm trying to say.
big, fat, bearded guy who, did construction and like we moved to LA, and I think people like wanted to root for us, like give
It's
the
almost
underdog
like
a chance.
people were rooting for us to get to this point where we are now, but now that we're here, people are angry and that we're here.
You got us here. Why are you mad at
And
us
we're
now?
so grateful.
It's your fault
And
that
it's
I'm
not
having all these problems.
And it's not everybody. I guess I'm speaking to the haters, which I shouldn't. I'm not going to feed them. I'm sorry. I love all of you guys that watch our videos.
That term haters, that seems like it's such a mainstream term now.
It
You know
is.
what I
Well,
mean?
there's haters.
Like, and here's the question though: people that are termed haters, that we call haters, I don't think they think of themselves as haters.
You're right.
People are just like, you know what I mean? Like, have you ever left a comment that you're like, this is a hater comment? I'm being a hater right now. Or do you think
Right.
that you have a justifiable grievance that you're like, this and this and this and this, and you send it.
You're right.
And then somebody calls you a hater and you're like, I'm not being a hater. But then
I'm just
somebody
telling my
classifies you as a
opinion
hater.
about this.
And then some people are trolls. I know people don't like that term, but I think some people say things purposely knowing that this is going to get a rise out of somebody.
Right.
That's what
That's a
I guess,
troll.
what you would term a troll is somebody that's like, I'm going to say this. I don't necessarily feel this way, but I know this is going to get under somebody's skin, and I'm going to try to get them to say something back.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I wanted to go back to what we were talking about.
About choices, about what we're going to do when we move to Idaho,
Yeah.
how our life's going to change.
Yeah.
So that is actually the main purpose for moving to Idaho, is to give us a little grounding. Being in LA and all this stuff, it can get to your head, and it can get to your. I worry about our children.
The opportunities are overwhelming.
Right, and it's like it sounds
And it can be
whiny for us to
unhealthy.
complain about it, but
can be unhealthy.
It really is a situation that we are currently dealing with, and our lives will change based on the decisions that we make over the next 6 months to a year. And we have to be very careful about that, not only with our own lives, but with the lives of our kids. Because, I hate to keep bringing it up, because Disney bought Maker Studios, we have very young, talented kids, and Disney likes young, talented kids. And so it's like, how much are we going to let them do of that? Like, how many shows and things? And we don't want them to turn in.
What do we want to get them involved with? Are we going to brand around that? All
Right.
this stuff that is in our laps right now. Like, what do we want to do? It's a major choice-making period of time for us. Like you
Right.
said, within the next 6 months to a year, choices will be made.
And that's,
that will change our
I would say,
future.
one of the biggest reasons why we're moving back to Idaho is because I want my kids to know how to dig a ditch. Like, I want them to clean up horse poop. I want my kids to know how to do manual labor.
There's something to be said about a more simple
Oh, yeah.
way of life. And not only that, like, our parents are not getting any younger, and they all live in Idaho. So we want them to learn and grow and glean from their relatives. And we're missing that here.
Yeah.
So,
So, and it's funny because I think to myself, and I'm trying to be my own devil's advocate of like, I just overbook projects. Like, I feel like I do too many things. Like, we're working on a documentary. I'm working on a book. There's this other deal that's happening that I can't talk about yet. And it's just like, when I got to say no. Like, I told Colette that a week ago when we're trying to pack. And I said, okay, no matter what, we're going to say no to everything that comes down the pipe. Like, any opportunity, anything that
next
somebody wants
2
us to
weeks or
do,
something?
we have to say no to it. And it's hard because something will come up and it's like, oh, I can't say no to
it's
that.
so hard.
I know. It's like, we got to do that.
And not only that, like, people are counting on us. you know?
So what are we going to do?
I don't know. Oh, with Idaho?
I can hear
Or-
Brock screaming out there.
I can too. Can you guys?
Brock screaming out there.
But yeah, we're excited. We're excited to move. It's bittersweet because we have forged relationships here that, you know, we'll be leaving. But we're also, I mean, we should say we're also going to be flying back a ton because we are still.
That's the other thing, too, is I
doing
don't want to, I'm nervous about moving to Idaho and then, like, me being gone all the time, flying back and forth to Los Angeles, you know, because there's so many things.
Well, we know it will, you know, happen for the next little while. But our goal is to, like.
I think we should set rules that we have to work around. Like, we can only fly out to Los Angeles twice a month. And, like, for instance, right now, we've set the rule that we never do anything on Sunday. Like, there's just got to be one day that's off limits.
Right.
One day that no matter
Now
what
that
it is.
we're not vlogging on Sunday.
We're not vlogging on Sunday.
We're not accepting any
because there, and
shoots or whatever.
especially in LA, there's, like, a lot of, like, big opportunities to do things on Sunday. Also in LA, like, that's when all the kids have their birthday parties.
I know our poor kids have not gone to one
look,
birthday
there's
party
Brock.
this year because all of them have been scheduled on Sunday right in the middle of church.
Hi, Brock. You having fun, dude?
Yeah,
Are you being a good boy?
yeah.
I can hear you screaming out there. Were you screaming?
Are you helping with the baby?
Yeah.
Where?
No.
Yeah.
Where's the baby?
Where is the baby?
In the editing bay.
Okay.
Oh, of
Being
course.
edited.
Computer.
In the computer.
It takes a maker village to raise a kid.
It does. He does live in the editing bay. There's many arms that want to hold him in there.
And think about this. Like, think about little Brockules. His whole life has been on camera. Like, he has grown up on sets, like running around, you know, lights and cameras. And, you know, we come to Maker like twice a week. And he's like this is his life. This is his norm, you know? Like,
Yeah.
is he going to be in the business or is he just going to be, you know, go totally opposite? Brock,
don't
what do you
know.
want to be when you grow up?
What do you when you grow up, honey?
Be sick.
What?
He wants to be sick.
Keep eating those Cheetos and you will be. You
I
got
think
the
he
orange
means
tongue.
it in like the new age term, sick,
I'm gonna
man.
be sick, Dad.
So that's so
I'm
sick,
gonna grow up
bro.
to be sick. Well,
funny.
it'll be interesting to see what happens in the next 5 years, huh?
I would like to know what you guys think.
Yeah, what do you think
Like,
we should
even
do?
if you think that your comment is a hater comment, that's okay. I just want to know.
That's
do
a
you guys
good
think?
that's a good question. What do you think the Shaytards should do?
Right.
And here's another thing too I've thought
If this
about.
were your life, you were in our situation, what would you do?
I mean, because like Avia, for instance, she wants to be a singer. Like
She's ready.
She wants to be a singer and an actress, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, okay, is there a way to do that? Because I feel like the perception is that any kids that get into Hollywood are destroyed. You know, like by the time they're 21 years old, they're like psychotic. You know, and I don't want to like say Miley Cyrus because, you know, I don't want to like point fingers, but you know, we've all seen it where the Disney star, the young Nickelodeon star, they like all this crazy stuff happens. Can we say what Jeanette said? Jeanette McCurdy said that she wouldn't get into acting now if she was to do it over
Or
again.
I was asking her about the kids, and she said I wouldn't do it. I would wait.
Jeanette McCurdy said that she wouldn't get our kids into acting.
And it's so hard because, like Princess Starred, she really, really wants to. That is something she wants. And Jeanette even said that. She wanted it so bad when she was like 6. And it's just hard because how do you pull them back but help them follow their dreams at the same time?
Right. Are you
Like, do
crushing
you
their
hold them
dreams?
back?
Yeah.
Or are you crushing their dreams? Or how do you find that balance to where it's a healthy thing? Because it can be, I feel like.
That's the thing is like, how do you do it in a healthy way to keep the kids grounded? I think one difference between us is that we're like holding her back. I think a lot of, and well, Jeanette was different though. She told us that like her mom was telling her no too. Like her mom's like, you know, because Jeanette was like, I want to be an actor, and her mom's like, no, you shouldn't do that.
What was that?
I think they're covering up some windows.
Oh, they're on the roof.
That was scary. I'm like, is there an
That was
earthquake right now?
There was a 3.8 the other night.
There was?
Yeah.
While we were sleeping?
Yeah. Dude, that's why I'm glad we're moving back to Idaho.
I know.
Here's what I was going to say. I feel like we just need to set, if they're going to be in film and entertainment, we need to set some ground rules. For instance, I like directing my kids. Like whenever our kids are on a shoot here at Maker, I always say, like people will ask, like, can they be on the Mom's View? Can they be on this? I'll say yes, but I have to be the director for it. Like, I don't want there to ever be a time when they're on set and the director's like, okay, do this. And they're like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, I think if I'm always the director, then I will always be able to know what my kids are doing.
That's why YouTube is so great, because that's what we've been able to do.
Because if you're a kid actor, the mom or dad can't show up and be like, okay, my kid will be in your TV show, but I have to be the director. I feel like they're like, who do you think you are? Get the heck out of here.
Right.
And there might be things in the future where they're like, you know, you can't be the director on this. But like, that's one thing that I think we should keep, or at least we will always be on set. You know, we'll always be there. And, you know, if we're not the director, you know, I always have to be able to be there and say, no, she's not going to do that. Or yes, you know, up to a point where she's old enough to be comfortable and do her own thing. But, you know, there has to be a way, and there has to be certain things that we can do to ensure that they're not going to go. Because, like, what makes them crazy? You know, like, what causes them to go off on the, you know, the deep end? I think one of it is this false sense of, you know, you're a great, amazing person because you're an actor. You know, like you're a step above everybody else because you're in movies and music and stuff like that. That's why it's like, I still want them to do manual labor. Like, okay, you had a great shoot today. You were fantastic. You sang a great song. Now go shovel the horse crap in the backyard. You know,
it might even have something to do with the fact that that's like a career thing. Like, as you're a child actor, you can't be child actor and play child roles forever.
Right.
So in acting, you have to recreate yourself or reinvent who you are so that you will get different roles.
I felt
that might be part of the big Hollywood problem.
Because somebody, like, as a child actor, you're like, okay, now I'm older, I have to be sexy and edgy so that people will pay attention and know
Selena
that I'm
Gomez was on Barney, and she actually said in like an interview or something that she was made fun of at school because she was on Barney, even though she was like, you know, it was so popular. Barney was huge, but kids made fun of her. So
it's just about keeping them grounded. I feel like you're not more important than anybody else just because you can sing or act.
People are people.
Yeah, and that's why it's like Idaho is great, because it's like you need to learn how to work, you need to learn how to get dirty, you need to learn how to serve other people.
And just enjoy your childhood without being on set all the time.
That's why we'll pick and choose the different things that our kids will do. You know, like, I think there'll be different projects that we'll let them do, and some, like, for instance, you know, we've told this in a vlog, Gavin got offered a role in a movie, like a pretty big movie, and the part required a 10-year-old to be kind of like this, like, sassy 10-year-old who said the word shit. Sorry, this is for adults only. And we asked him, we said, I mean, this was like Gavin's going to be in a movie, but he has to be like this sassy little 10-year-old who swears. And it's like, I mean, do you want to do that? I mean, is it worth being in a movie? Because Gavin never swears. And it's not like if you say shit, you're a bad person. It's just a word, just 4 letters strung together. But it's like, you have to ask yourself, like, what kind of person are you? Are you willing to do that, you know, because it gives you this opportunity? And he said no. And I think we ultimately, you know, we helped him come to that conclusion, but I think we would have said no, you know, because it's like, one, you know, you don't want to be the person that will, like, do things that you don't normally, because that's the definition of selling out. Like, you'll do something that you wouldn't normally do for a better opportunity. You know what I mean? Like,
money.
You would never say or do that, but it's like, oh, you might get a little bit more famous or get a little bit more money if you do that thing. That's the definition of selling out. And how would you guys feel? Like, how would our viewers feel if it's like, I asked you guys, go check out Gavin in this movie, and then he swears in it? You'd be like, that's not what you're about, Shay. That's not what you've taught your kids.
No.
That's not what you've told us. So it was cool to be able to say no to, like, what seemed like a huge opportunity. And I'm sure they're like, who do you think you are, Mr. YouTuber? You can say no to us being in a movie? Like, we're a huge movie company. And it's like, sorry, thanks for the offer, but no thanks. You know, and it feels good to be able to say no to things like that. And I think we just need to stick to those guns, you know? Need to stick and say no to a lot of things, and then the right projects will come around, and we'll be like, yeah, that's fun, that's cool, let's do that. That's why YouTube is so great.
Again, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments.
Let us know. What do you guys think? We like to read your comments. Tell us what you think we should do with our lives. We know you like doing that anyways.
Now we're welcoming it.
Yeah, we'll read them. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
See you next time.